and I did watch Queen Elizabeth II's funeral processions today live off of my news browser. And I was so deeply moved by the experience that I actually used my gift of mediumship to ask if I had permission to be able to do mediumship to connect to Queen Elizabeth II. Now, if you see me glancing over here, it's only because I got my TikTok family live, okay? And I was just confessing to them, I feel a little bit nervous because I oftentimes don't like to do mediumship on celebrities because it feels intrusive. But the Queen Elizabeth II granted me a mediumship, like, do you say, like a permission to be able to do this because the thing that she's filling my energy with right now is the fact that although she has moved into the afterlife, you will continue to see her essence, her spirit reign throughout the Britain, the UK. It will influence other monarchies, but more importantly, it will influence leaders. A couple of things. Numerology, we're going to start with, okay? There's a little thing you might not know about numerology is that it does have a universal code, or there is a meaning to the number. And today is September the 14th, and in numerology, 1 + 4 = 5. Okay. And just thank you for everybody who's joining me here live for this mediumship of Queen Elizabeth II. We're going to be talking not just about her life messages, but we're also going to be talking about some of the future changes that we can start to expect. She's going to give us a little bit of preview about what's going to happen between Prince William, Prince Harry, and like Catherine, Meghan. And I'm telling you, it's going to be definitely interesting. And thank you for people who are joining me on both. Dolly for joining me on YouTube and TikTok. I don't know how you do that, but you're amazing. What's up, Billy? And hello to everybody who's joining me right now live across multiple platforms. So it's interesting. The first thing that she pointed out to me is that today is a number 5. All right, in numerology, number 5. Okay. And if you do search, because I'm not a numerologist, a number 5 means major significant change. Major significant change. She is a queen that reigned for 70 years, older than many of us have been alive. And she has been in a position of influence and power. And she has worked to bring as much peace and good to the collective as she was able to. Okay. And so the first thing that I was guided to look at was the numerology of the procession itself, it being on September 15th. It means major change. It also means that it's time to embrace faith. It also means it's time to embrace significant transformation with the mind and with the heart. And actually with the external physical world's getting ready to make significant, fast, rapid change. Okay. She says, be prepared is the first thing. The second piece, numerology, that I just want to share with you that it came through, something, a little tidbit you guys might not know, is that the actual official procession started at 2:22 p.m. in the afternoon. And that is when the very first step of the entire procession started to make its way towards Westminster. And I thought, this is interesting. Why is it at 2:22? It is because they actually said it's because of the horses. It's really hard for horses to move slow. So they had to start it at 2:22. I just want to say, I'm calling a little bit of like spiritual, I'm going to call them out that it's more than just the horses. It is the fact that the procession started at 2:22. The angelic meaning, the universal meaning, the numerology meaning of 2:22 is hope. It is harmony. It is commitment. It is trust. And so right now, I just want to go ahead and evoke the spirit of Queen Elizabeth II to please bring her energy to this collective, to the light workers, the empaths, the psychics, the mediums, the energy healers, the people that are called to be with me right now to witness this mediumship. I evoke the archangels to to create a circle of safety and protection all around me, and that I may be a clear channel and vessel for Queen Elizabeth II. And so the first thing that I start to hear as I start to channel here mediumship for Queen Elizabeth II is a message of hope, a message of diligence, a message of continuing the faith, the work. Each of us are a vessel of change. Each of us are a queen in our own right, a king, a ruler, a leader within our own life. Empire is the people, the places that you touch. She says when she was first crowned queen, that she said she was willing to serve the people. And so this is the first thing that is coming through right now for the collective. Are you willing to serve others for a greater good? Are you ready to be a vessel yourself to help spread harmony and hope to other people? Because this is a time of immense change. Also within the royal house itself. I will make a confession. I'm not a royalist. A royalist is somebody who's 100%, committed to the inner workings of the monarchy. I'm American. I'm not that familiar with it. I also have a heritage of one of my great-great-grandfathers having signed the Declaration of Independence from the British. So I'm just being really pure in energy as I share with you. And actually, this is a greater quest for freedom. One of the things that she's letting me know is that there will be many countries that are connected to the UK that will decide to step into greater accountability for their country and make political decisions to become republics. And she says this is just part of the necessary change that needs to happen. Let me go a little bit deeper. First of all, just on the very specific things, she's showing me that in the last moments when she passed, there was she had respiratory issues. Actually, I feel like it was almost like a pneumonia. It was something that actually a stronger body would have survived, but it was just her time to go. And with great love and joy, she accepted that. She was met there by her own parents. She was met there by her own husband. She was embraced by love when she moved into the afterlife. I see that family members were present with her. They wept as she made the transition. I will share with you, she says that King Charles is mildly frightened of the new authority. He is also worried of the public. He's worried of the people's opinion of him, and that he will try to do what he can. But he's what I'm seeing in mediumship is that he is actually feels the heavy burden of Princess Diana, who Princess Di was there to greet the Queen Elizabeth. And that it was an embracing of acceptance when the two souls came together. I wasn't expecting Princess Di to be there, but I see that she was part of it. Let me keep going. Hasty decisions are being made right now. She wishes that some of the current monarchy would spend more time being considerate of some of the decisions that are being put into place. But as the crown has been passed to King Charles, so is the understanding that it is the season of his reign. That she hopes that people in general will support him and understand that the connection between him and Camille is actually true love. I'm just saying, yeah, I totally. People are telling me they're getting so many chills. What she's saying is that she had made a mistake by directing him, and so did other influencers or influential leaders that were part of the matchmaking back in the 90s when Prince Charles and Princess Di came together. That it was It wasn't the best decision. I'm just going to share it with you straight. It wasn't the best decision. And that there was nobody wanted to actually allow that match between Prince Charles, now King, and Camille to come together because they thought, a woman that was divorced could not be part of the royal family. But yet, who was there at Queen Elizabeth II's funeral? Literally at the front of the family procession, it was Camille. And it is with grace that she made her queen consort. I can't believe I even know all this stuff. I really am not like a super fan of the monarchy, but it has influenced my life. Okay, so it's interesting too, because the other thing that she's showing me right now is that now I call him King Charles. It's official, right? King Charles and his passionate, nonstop commitment to Camille, even while being married to Princess Di, energetically, that same passion in love has been passed to Prince Harry, who loves Meghan Markle and has done things like such as stepping away from the royal family. And thank you for letting me know that it's not a compliment to be called a queen consort. Thank you. I wouldn't know that. Okay. Great questions are coming in. Is this the end of the monarchy? This actually is a very delicate balance. Unfortunately, the monarchy is divided. It's divided. And it's when a group of people are in division that the strength of a house falls. I also don't believe that King Charles will his reign, from what I'm energetically seeing right now, I don't believe that I don't believe his health is as great as it might appear. And so I don't believe he will be in a position of power for very long, which then would lead us, if I'm correct, to Prince William being the successor. And what she's showing me is that Prince William will capture the hearts of people and will help bring restoration to the monarchy. So there we are. That is right now, it's just going to be a delicate balance until Prince William comes to power. And I mean, honestly, the number that I see for for King Charles is maybe like, I want to say it could be 15 or 20 years. I think more of 15 because his health isn't that great. 20 is me, believing in miracles. I'm not sure exactly how old King Charles is, but he's not doing well. And unfortunately, the burden of the responsibility is going to shorten his energetic system. Like I just feel like he's just not mind, body, and soul really prepared for this. At 74, yeah, I want to say personally, I'm going to say I think he's got 8 to 10 years. Yeah. So once Prince William comes into his season, we'll call it that, there will be greater restoration and also pivotal change that is more inclusive than anything we've ever seen before. Because one of the downloads that I got is that one of the royal grandchildren will particularly be interested in LGBTQ plus rights, and that we may see some changes in identification in the monarchy itself. This is something that will happen in the monarchy. I believe it will start to be with the royal grandchildren. Okay. Let me keep going. She is telling me that the heritage of monarchy over 1,000 years old is certainly not going to stop being in existence. Although she says there are people who right now are conspiring to try to disseminate power in the monarchy. But the monarchy is sort of a symbolic and a spiritual combination for the people of UK. So don't expect the monarchy to completely crumble. I will also say that she is showing to me the strength of her reign by having chosen a military procession. Her casket was actually on a military cannon, like I guess it would hold like a cannonball. I don't really know, like, military stuff that well, because not like I don't like, I don't really know it that well. But what she's saying is that there was symbolic, a decision that she made for her own procession, okay? Because it is the strength of the monarchy to fight and retain order. Interesting. That just came through. Did not see that. Didn't see that one coming. Yeah. And let me just listen a little bit more. I'm just seeing, I did take some notes a little bit earlier about um, this is it. Some of the other stuff I wanted to talk into is that she was a defender of faith, and that the call to you who are watching this right now, you are being called to be a defender of your own faith, beliefs, spirituality, and that she is advocating you stepping up and working to help emancipate people whose human rights are somehow being eclipsed by another group. It's very sort of general, because this is how spirit likes to work without having to point a finger. So let this mean what it needs to mean for you and what your life work is about. Each of us have a soul purpose. Yeah. Sorry, I have people asking questions right now, and I'm not sure how to answer that. Vanessa, is that in regards to the queen? I'm just curious, because I will tell you, I feel like the reason why I'm live right now is so that I can actually, she's like advocating changes for humanity, and that there will be significant changes happening in the upcoming 3 to 5 years that are going to be more significant than any of us ever expected. But it will lead to ultimately the liberation of people, and that order will be restored. Particularly, she's showing me the US right now. Okay. That more order will be restored as stronger leaders come forth. And she's saying this isn't political. This is just actually about the seasoning of these leaders who will be coming into power. There is a seasoning. So when the soul passes into the afterlife, you understand that they go into life review, even Queen Elizabeth II. And so I am a medium that understands that the way my mediumship works, I can connect to people just as fast as I'm willing. And she will be the first person to say, I made mistakes in my life. I didn't always understand how to liberate other people. But I will tell you, one of the beautiful things we can shift to, instead of looking at the faults and the mistakes that she made in her life, is for her to acknowledge the things that she did well. And one of the things that she wants you to understand is that if you can find a way to communicate without becoming emotionally overwhelmed in the conversation, your life will have tremendous positive impact. She's showing me too many people, like in relationships, partnerships, family units specifically, that there are too many family units that allow emotions to master the sensibility of logic. And this is a call right now for infusing light workers like yourself, like who you are here right now joining me, that you are being asked to please be emotionally touched by the good in life, but don't allow anger to spark wars. Don't allow hatred to crush other people. You have to understand, she was born in 1926. She experienced the impact of World War II. She experienced and felt doomsday. She understood what the war against the Nazis meant. And one of the things that she didn't reveal in a public way was her passion and love for humanity. And that passion started to show up, that love and that passion and stepping into greater account of like being more authentic is something she says that she felt she tried to be, but really didn't understand how to negotiate that conversation. But that King Charles' love towards Camille is sort of like a crack in the facade, and that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle actually held hands as they exited out of the Westminster Cathedral or the Westminster Hall. They held hands. They were the last couple to leave from the royal family, out of the family. And what were they doing? They held hands. Go back, look at the footage, because that is the most subtle, that is the subtle sign and the greatest legacy that she could have made impact on within the family itself. But understand the pressure to perform in a certain way, you know, can mean it's difficult to communicate that publicly. Yeah, actually, I feel like it makes me want to burst into tears just seeing that, like, the message here is of love. The message is love. The message is, how are you going to love yourself? The message is, how are you going to love your heritage? How are you going to embrace your heritage, your lineage, the history of your immediate family, the history of family members who you never met, but understand through a lens of history? Family trauma is real. And she's asking for a call to people of influence to heal their heart first and find ways to express love with more grace, compassion, and actually empathy for others. Sorry. I have a doctor's appointment I have to run to. So, how will you love your life today? How will you take today, September 15th, as a call for major change in your life to find a way to love every wound that you have? This wound is a wisdom that you have been gifted with to help heal yourself, your family, your friends, and anybody that you come in contact with. That right there is your mission. That is your empire. How are you going to wear the crown? How will you wear the crown and represent your family? Because she's telling me this is right now the biggest battle we have is family. I'm sorry, I'm receiving more downloads. Let me just keep going. I'm sorry, she's just filling me with so much love. She's gonna make my mascara run. um, the patience she had, the compassion she had, the way that she did her best to try and listen to other sides. She says, you know what? She's like, can you understand how I grew up? The system, she's like, I don't know how else to put this. She's showing me that like there was a system And the just the heritage itself was very difficult for her to honor and also change at the same time. And that's the same way that she's trying to let me know those people who are struggling with how do you balance your history with creating your future. It is a heavy mantle for all of us to wear. Hmm. Let me just keep going. So here we are. She's just because she understands who I am and what I need to say to the people who are connecting to me. And there are many, she says, family warriors who are working to liberate ancestral trauma and are actually denying the gifts that source is bringing into their life by not accepting greater joy, love, and abundance. Mm. Whew. Mm. So she's just implying to me because so many of the people that I connect with are people who are struggling from broken families, who are in a broken family, who are in an empire that is split apart, very much like the monarchy. And that ultimately her advice is to step forth and serve one another, not to be a servant, but to serve. And to go back to 222, which is the moment her funeral procession started, which is to please have hope, harmony within yourself and with others, commitment to creating a greater legacy of love within your life, and to trust the process that you're on. Um, And so with the cup that runs over with love from connecting to Queen Elizabeth II, I have a few more messages before I am going to conclude this. Let me just listen. I will confirm what is the most obvious that Princess Diana is the guardian angel to to Prince William and Prince Harry. I believe that there will be reconciliation, greater reconciliation between Prince William and Prince Harry in a in I think actually when their father passes. Okay. Yeah, Diana specifically Princess Diana forgive the queen? Yeah, absolutely. Of course. If I had more time, I would see if I could connect to Princess Diana, but really it's about Queen Elizabeth II today. Okay. So and also the other piece too is that a lot of people doubt Meghan Markle being part of the royal family and her impact on Prince Harry, myself included. Okay. She used to be the Reitman, model, and everybody loves her from Suits. And it's just phenomenal how she's now like she was at the Queen's funeral, right? And I'm looking at her. I'm like, how did she get there? But you have to understand, this was all orchestrated by Source to create positive change. Yes, there is free will, but yes, Source brought them together to meet one another, a divine destiny. And I love the fact that Prince Harry actually was very much like his father, King Charles, by choosing to love Meghan and to commit to that love and no matter the cost. I want to say that Meghan, okay, has actually had a horrific time with her family. We've seen that in the news, and that has been her own private battle, as well as understanding her own path to integrate. But she's helping to open the door to create more inclusivity within the monarchy. So she is absolutely necessary to the growth of the monarchy. The changes that you will see in the next 25 years wouldn't be possible without her. Actually, Princess Catherine and I don't know what her title would be, but let's say Catherine and Meghan. You can see they are literally the two opposites. I never really saw that here. That's why they both are sort of like, polite to each other, we could say, but sort of they have significant differences. And I don't believe that Catherine really understands what Meghan's bringing to the table yet because she hasn't yet stepped into that power. She's still in the throes of young motherhood, but as these children, her child is a little bit older, there will be, you will start to see her power grow. And she is going to take up a cause of a group of people that she feels can, and that will bring greater freedom and liberty and understanding to an oppressed group right now. And I can't help but say she's on the West Coast, Los Angeles. Hey now. Because I like to think of other important places in California, like San Francisco. And for me, the movement of just allowing people to love each other without having other people have to stick their nose into it because the way it might appear on the outside. Yeah. So with that, I just want to bring closure to this mediumship. And I love the fact that we can have different opinions. I have people on TikTok who bring it, Meghan brings nothing to the royal family. All I can say is not yet. Yeah, not yet. Not yet. Because if you go back and you look at the wedding between Prince Harry and Meghan, this is actually the wedding that is a combination of Princess Diana's passion as well as King Charles. It's just that nobody actually agreed with the passion that King Charles had, which was for Camilla. Okay? And people still don't really like it. I'm going to be honest with you. They will never be adored. But Prince William will be, and I believe Prince Harry will be the version actually of his mother. So we can kind of see the way that the two brothers are also weighted, even by their choice in partners. Yeah. So, yep. So there we are. So here we are. I just wanted to take a moment and to gently say to the Queen how just immensely grateful I am for having connected, for seeing that diversity and inclusivity and love is the path forward for the monarchy, as well as for people. And that she is also just calling on a heart of love, hope, trust, communication, respect, and that appreciating the differences in culture is something else that we will start to embrace more. That there isn't a need to fight over religious choices. I'm just saying. I know she was really religious too. Okay. But she actually, communicated with some of she had conversations with some of the greatest spiritual thought leaders in the world who believe in a different God, right? But oftentimes when you speak to these spiritual thought leaders, they understand that like there is a unity of energy here. So with that, I just want to gently ask for her to continue to guide the monarchy, to let her influence continue to find ways to flourish in positive ways. And also she's asking for me to remind the collective to not be frightened of the major changes that are headed this way. She says even keel. And she also she says goodbye to the dogs, okay? I don't know about that. Goodbye to the dogs? Okay. So I know she loved her dogs, but I mean, why not have a mention of them in this mediumship? She just showed me the dogs for a minute. I mean, you guys know I love corgis. Yeah, and then she's also showing me Scotland, which is a place that just captured her heart and her soul. Um, and um, and she just feels grateful and blessed for the experiences that she had. So, with that, I just want to thank you for having watched this. I appreciate your conversations within the chat. If you don't already on YouTube, please go ahead and subscribe, ring that bell. I don't know if there's anything else. I haven't figured that part out yet, but you kind of know what I'm talking about. Let's stay connected. Facebook, thank you for joining. And I just want to say thank you, of course, to my first love, TikTok, which is right there and always right here. So have a beautiful afternoon. I will see you in my next video today. And sorry, one last thing is coming through. The last message she has actually is to remember that you get to weave the story of your life how you like. She's showing me a royal tapestry, and she's saying, please be aware of how it is that you weave your story. Be aware of what you're creating in your life. And if you don't like what you are appreciating about what you're doing with your life, I guess she did needlework, because she's actually showing me like undo the thread and redo the work. You always have a chance to redo what you did. So don't be hard on yourself. Learn to forgive yourself. As it says in the I guess in the Lord's Prayer, forgive those who trespass against you and yourself. Wait, I totally botched that. Please, I can't, I always have to say it all the way through when saying like the Lord's Prayer. But the line about you have to forgive how you trespass against yourself and how you trespassed against others. I'm going to put it in my own language, because sorry, I just botched that so bad, but forgive yourself and then forgive others, and then start to create a new story of what you want in your life. There we are. Oh, look at this. We have somebody who just joined. Lynn, my Aunt Mary was the nanny to her kids. She spent her whole life with the Queen. Amazing. Isn't it beautiful? That's 6 degrees of separation right there. So phenomenal. Absolutely. So, yeah, it's just with a heart filled with more love. I just want to wish you a beautiful, absolutely beautiful day. And to remember that you matter, and no matter what trials, tribulations, obstacles, voids you're facing in your life, I and the universe believe in you. So keep walking forward with a brave heart.